And we're live. Party people in the house. Going live with KRDY. You're gonna have a party. I like it. I like it. Hold tight. Hold tight. Party people in the house gonna get it right. Welcome to KardyTV. Party people in the house. You gotta scream at me. KRDY is here in the place with the bass. I'm gonna do a little rap, an intro rap. That's not CRAP. I'm not gonna say that word, else it get me slapped. I don't want to be slapped on the screen. I'd rather be slapped somewhere else. Shh, don't say that, Kardy Laguda. Party people in the house. Party people in the house. Yeah. Welcome to KardyTV. Just gonna wait for people to come with me. Party people in the house. Party people in the house. We're gonna have a party. I like it. I like it. Hold tight with KardyTV. Party people in the place to be. Welcome people. Welcome to another edition of KardyTV. In today's KardyTV, we're going to be doing some amazing stuff. I've got a list of questions and answers. This is a question and answers thing today, and it's going to be just so amazing. So I want you to hang tight with me on KardyTV as we do our little dance and our little groove and a little move. No, we're not going to dance. We're just going to do some talking. Party people in the house, let's talk with KardyTV. Yes, people, welcome. Yeah, KardyTV, welcome to KardyTV, another edition of KardyTV. Do you know what? Today is an amazing day because every day is an amazing day. So this is how it happened today. A lot of people were saying to me, hey, what do you do? What do you do? What do you do? And I had so many questions, so I decided to put some questions out there. So I've got some questions that people have asked me, and I've put them together, and I'm going to answer them live on air right now. Now, I haven't even rehearsed any of the answers, so what comes out of my mouth is going to be 100% natural, and it's going to fly directly from me. Going to get it downloaded from the internet and then straight into you. Are you with it? Good. So what we're going to do first, I'm going to do my little introduction, okay? And then we're going to get going. Now, how does it go? How does it go? Well, it goes a little something like this. KardyTV. You thought I froze then, didn't you? No, I'm not freezing. I'm just doing my normal Kardy thing. Now listen, so I'm not going to make this too long today. I'm going to go straight to the point because I think that some of the questions may take me in a little bit of a tangent. I might go round and around and around and around. Okay, got one or two little breaks in between just to give me a breather. And then if you want to comment, you're more than welcome to say hi. Follow the instructions for the comment. You know, I got some people just before I go on. Let me just talk to some of you guys that are posting. You miss my glitter outfits, my energy, and great to see you. So on point with fitness and mindset. Fantastic. Fitness and mindset. Awesome. So I'm not going to beat around the bush any longer. If those people are not here, if you're not here, I'm going to say hello to the people that are not here, that are catching it on the replay. If you're catching it on the replay, hello to you guys who are in later, maybe the day after, maybe 2 days after. Okay, so I'm going to add this to my little stream here. Okay, so what we got? We got a bunch of questions. Let me just go back. These are my Kardy questions and answers. So let's have a look at the first one. Come on. There you go. My question is, how do you control emotion in intense situations? It's a very, very cool question. Now, how do you control emotion? Well, the question is to get, the answer is to know what the question is going to be by you creating it yourself. Let me rewind and tell you a little bit more about that. Say, for example, you want something good to happen, get ahead of the curve. Make it happen before it does happen. A lot of people find this a bit difficult to understand, but if you make it happen before it happens, you control the outcome. So therefore, your emotions are all set because you know what the outcome is going to be. That's how you control your emotions. And if the situation is intense, it's your doing. Oh no, blame it on you. Yeah, I'm going to blame it on you. If it goes wrong, It's you, because you've created it. And I keep saying, in my daily mindsets, you're the creator of your own reality. So if you've got this intense emotion, you have to remember that you're the one that did it. And all you're doing is catching up to what you created. So you need to chill out, relax, be cool. All right. Hope that answers your question. That one came from Rob, I think. So the next question is, right, here we go. I love to sit quiet and meditate to stop my busy, racing mind. My issue is stopping the mind from wandering. I try to bring it back to my breath, but often find that a struggle to stay focused. So this is when, this is in the context of somebody who's trying to meditate. Somebody who's trying to meditate and has a very, very, very busy mind. Is this you? Now, you could be sitting there and you're trying to quiet your mind. And all you keep thinking about is something else keeps popping into your mind. So you actually find that when you're meant to be breathing and focusing on your breath, that your mind wanders. It's okay for your mind to wander. It's not a problem. What you have to do is breathe, relax. And if your mind wants to go somewhere, let it go. Just let it go. Because at some point, what's going to happen? You're going to catch up with yourself. And when you catch up with yourself, guess what? You'll be in control of all the emotions and the thoughts that are there. It's kind of like being in your own dream. If you're in your own dream and you can control the outcome of your dream, you are a very, very creative individual. A lot of people think that their dreams are out of their control, but you can control your dream. It just takes a little bit of practice. So sit still. When your mind races, relax, chill out, let it go. Because I guarantee you, if you practice this at some point, it's like exercising a muscle. If you practice this at some point, what's going to happen is you're going to get good at it and you're going to let your mind go. And before you know it, snap. It's actually so instant. Sometimes it's so instant that basically it will end up, you won't even realize you're doing it. Okay. So that is how you want to stay focused. Let the mind go. Let it go. Let it go where it wants to go. And don't think about it as an issue. One last point on that. If you do think about it as an issue, guess what you're doing? Creating more of an issue. Can you see how that works? When you think that your mind is racing and going into a bad situation, your body and your mind and your energy and your creativity actually creates more of the same that you're focusing on. Think about it. You create your own reality. I always say that. You create your own reality. You create your own reality. Okay, next question. Right, let's have a look at this one. A lot of people don't know how to deal with grief, whether it's an animal they've lost or family or friend, how to cope with it, how long can it take? I know everyone is different. Thought would be a good subject as probably affected most people. So grief is something that everybody experiences in their life. If you've lived many years on this planet, you would have experienced some kind of grief or in your lifetime. And it could be, a lot of people associate grief with loss. Now, we are indoctrinated into this planet, into this society, into this civilization, with taking grief as being something sad, because we usually associate grief with negative, loss, pain, ache, heartache. All these things all look at on the negative side. But let me give you a different scenario on the flip side of a coin. Imagine if that wasn't so. Think about a world where somebody makes their transition, or your pet or animal makes their transition. Think about that. Okay. Imagine it being a great thing. Imagine it being a celebration. We're not educated in that way to think of something that we lose as being a celebration, because a lot of it is basically all to do with negative and low energy, low vibration mentality. So how do you deal with grief? Because, well, it's like everything else that I say. If you can get ahead of something, okay, and you can kind of quieten your mind, the answer will always come to you, and the release of good energy, vibration, being in a good level of frequency will come to you. So basically, we're back to that quietening your mind thing. But let me tell you something. If you're in the middle of grief, for you to sit down and meditate actually is a bit of a headache, because you can't get to where you want to be from where you are. It's an incremental journey. It goes little by 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 little. And then when you've got all those little bits, all the little bits will be one big bit. And as I say to a lot of people, if you was to walk down a street, okay, you don't know how far you've come until you take a glance over your shoulder. And this is what happens in a lot of people's lives. They walk so far, but they don't realize how far they've come. Is that something? And I bet you're like that. Most people are. So as far as how long can a grieving situation take, that's entirely up to you, because what happens is people hold on to the event. When something that rocks their world and takes them out of their power of positivity, it should be a temporary thing, because you know what you don't want to know what you do want. So how long should you grieve? Some people will grieve for a day, some people will grieve for a week, some people will grieve for a month, some people will grieve for a year, some people grieve for a decade, some people will grieve for the rest of their life, unfortunately. That's because they're holding on to the grief or the event. And if you hold on to the event, you renew your connection with the event and the grief every time you talk about it, focus on it, think about it, feel it. You renew your event. You renew your connection with the event every time. So you need to move away from it, soothe yourself, take your way away from it. And the more you take your way away from it, your relationship with it will change. Okay, so hope that answers your question. Next question. I think that one was from Jill. Okay, good question, Jill. So someone was asking me some of my personal questions, which was actually quite cool, actually, and I'm quite happy to do that. So what was my first ever job? My first ever job was a milkman, not like driving the car. I was a young kid and I was on a milk cart. And I remember really wanting this job to go and deliver milk bottles to people's houses. And I remember jumping on this electric cart, all right, and it was great, because what happened is I used to kind of say to the guy that was driving, go faster, because I wanted to jump off as it was going faster. Absolute crazy, right? And I did it. I must have done that I think I did it for one weekend, and my dad at the time wouldn't let me go back for the second weekend because he said the guy's not paying you enough. I didn't care about the money. I just loved doing the job. But he said he's ripping you off. You're not going back. So I only did it for one weekend, a Saturday and a Sunday. That was my first ever job. Next question. How did you get into fitness and first get invited to present in fitness? I got into fitness by accident. Somebody saw me, never ever saw me teach. And what they then did is they invited me to come and do presentations and classes, right? And then what happened after that? I said to her, why are you inviting me to this convention? And I didn't even know what a convention was. And I said to her, like, you've never seen me teach. And she hadn't seen me teach. And she said, no, I haven't seen you teach. I'd always remember this. I haven't seen you teach, but I've seen you move, she said. That always stuck in my head, that she saw me move, and on the strength of me moving, she invited me to teach at the biggest convention at the time ever in the whole of Europe. And from that point on, that's how I got invited, and I got into it. Was an accident. I didn't feel that I was going to end up doing what I've done in the past so many years. Next question. What is your daily health, food, and fitness regime, and does it change at all? Quite a few people ask this question, actually. Well, basically, if you know how the human body really works and who and what you truly are, actually living in this world becomes a lot easier. A lot of people don't know who and what they are, so therefore they are always fighting with themselves. and they are always getting in their own way. When you understand how everything works, from the frequency vibration element, from the nutrition standpoint, from how your thoughts can affect everything, whether it be materialistic or emotional, you are in control and you create it. When you understand all these, your everything else fits into place. So, for example, being healthy, from my perspective, is in the mind to start off with, because if you haven't got that right, the rest won't follow that well. Okay, the kind of food that you eat should always be something which is natural. Okay, because if it's man-made, as said by Dr. Buttar, it's absolute madness. We don't want to be going into man-made nutrition too much. In fact, if we can eliminate it, it will be better for you. You'll end up feeling better, living longer, skin will go clear, eyesight will not deteriorate. Basically, there's more nutrition that is available to you when you eat foods which are natural as opposed to man-made. Right, with reference to how I eat, and I eat mostly raw foods. I don't cook foods anymore, not because I can't. I do once or I do a little bit of cooking, but most of the food I eat is raw, because I find that it gives me all the energy I need, and everything always works as a result. Never have to use a doctor. I never have to be sick. Haven't been sick in over 25 years. You know, things just work. Okay, when you understand that, and then you get a good mindset as well on top of all that, and you create good things in your life. With reference to my fitness regime, okay, when the gyms are open, I have a good relationship with my gym owner, and hi Anita, because I know she's going to be watching this. Okay, and what I do is I will train most days, but I will train differently every single day. They will be either upper body focused, lower body focused, flexibility focused, or cardiovascularly or interval style training focused. But they will have I'll have a mixture, and I will use all kinds of equipment, from bands to weights, to body weight, to all kinds of things, even to the extent of using the vibrational massage products from Pulse Roll. And to tell the truth, with Pulse Roll, well, I'll be doing an interval with the creator of that particular company real soon. But yeah, so there's lots of things that I do, and the most important thing is variety. If you can have variety in your workout, you will never ever get bored. This is what I help people with when I do the fitness regimes and stuff like that, and when I do their mindset training within their fitness. Okay, they never get bored, because every single session is a completely different session, and then they get their own little mini video of any new exercises that that they're doing in that day, in that session, so they can go and practice and repractice and become really good at that particular exercise. So it changes all the time. So I can guarantee you that what I did today, I will not do tomorrow. The key is to shock the body each time into a different style. You know, whether it will be, as I said, lower body focus, upper body focus, whether you're going to work your posterior chain or your anterior chain. For those people that don't understand those technical terms, that means the back of the body and the front of the body. So therefore, what I would suggest, if you want to have a longevity, whether you are using a gym or not, I would suggest that you mix up your workouts. So for example, if you wanted to start something tomorrow, let's give you an example. Okay, so tomorrow morning, what you could do is you could say, right, you know what, I haven't exercised through lockdown. You could be moaning at yourself, because a lot of people are. I speak to a lot of people, and they're always moaning at themselves. So if you're one of these people that are moaning at yourself because you haven't done anything, what I would suggest you do is, on Monday, I want you to write this down. I want you to write these numbers down: 10, 15, 20, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Those numbers: 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Have you got it? 10, 15, this is 5 days. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Got that? Good. Right. Now, what you then do is, this is what you do. You get on your hands and knees, because you don't need to kill yourself. Get on your hands and knees tomorrow morning when you wake up, and you do 10 push-ups on your knees. Okay? Day 1, 10. Next day, 15 push-ups. Day 3, 20 push-ups. Day 4, 25. Day 5. By Friday, you should have 30 push-ups. Okay, this is how you can do it. And even if you haven't got 30 push-ups, guess what? You've done more each day. So if you only do 10 in one day, and then the next day you can only do 12, that's fine. But what you've then done is you're giving yourself a goal and you're working towards it. So your fitness regime can be varied and you can control it. There's no excuses, guys. You can't say, for you to actually say, I can't, I'm so lazy, I can't. No, there's no excuses. You can do this. Okay, I'm moving on to the next question. Let's have a look what the next question says. Right. Your daily mindset posts are always so positive and thought-provoking. Where do you draw your inspiration from? Yes, for those people that follow my Kardy's Daily, my Kardy's Daily is on my Kardy's Daily mindset transformation group. It's free for the public. If you're not a member of it, just go and type in Kardy's mindset, and it should come up on Facebook, and then you will be able to see my posts every day. So they're very thought-provoking. I think this was from Lindsay. Hi, Lindsay. Now, where do I get the inspiration from? Okay, so if I meditate in the morning very early, what happens is I quiet my mind, and then I get inspiration from inside. I've said this before. You can have inspiration and you can have motivation, two different things. So you might look at me and say, "Oh, Kardy, you're very motivated." And I would prefer that I wouldn't be your forever motivator. I would prefer that you would be your own inspiration, that the motivation will come from me, but will inspire you. I say it one more time, will inspire you, okay, in order to actually create your own reality in your own energy, etc., etc. So if you use me as a tool, that's fine. But when I sit down and I quiet my mind, I get these things, and people call them downloads or whatever, and I get inspired, and then I do my Kardy's Daily after that. Now, there are a number of books I've read and people that I followed in the past which do inspire me to actually come out with these quotes as well. And for some of you that know me as well, I've written a number of books now which are going to be published this year. They're actually on Amazon right now. I haven't told anybody about it, but I've got these books called Kardy's Daily and Wendy's Mouth. Wendy is a friend of mine who's an author as well. And we've written a number of books for parents to help children and guide them through giving them daily inspiration, because this is what I do with my daughter. I give her daily inspiration. She gets a text message every morning without fail, 7 days a week for the past so many years. And it's this insane kind of inspiration you get with Kardy's Dailies, but tailor-made. So if you are a parent and you want ideas, that book is available on Amazon. There's a rolling banner at the bottom of this that says kardy.co.uk/links, and all the links for all the things that I do are actually in there. You see all the buttons, you can click on them and it will take you to the books, it will take you to the mindset, it will take you all over the place. Okay, so I draw my inspiration from a number of places, including, let's say, for example, books that I've read, videos that I've seen, like law of attraction stuff, law of allowing, law of Kardy, law of the universe, many different things. Okay, next question. So the next question is, if you could be or do anything else, what would that be? If I could be or do anything else, I would probably say that I would be me, but a newer version of me, because I know who and what I truly am. I wouldn't need to be anybody else. And you as well as individuals don't need to be anybody else when you work out who and what you are, because then you realize that we're all part of the same thing and we all are the same. So you don't really need to be anything else, because I am you and you are me. Oh, big deep one, that one. I am you and you are me. So when you look in the mirror and you might see me, that was scary, wouldn't it? Especially if you're a white girl with blonde hair. Okay, so I wouldn't want to be anybody else. And I'm doing what I love doing. And I know that this is my calling. Next question. What is my favorite food, drink, and travel destination? My favorite food is anything natural, like lots of fruits and veggies. I can't put um, I can't pinpoint something, but I do remember making a really cool juice once, and I think it's actually in my juicing book. And it was when you get really fresh pineapples and fresh grapefruits and ginger, and you juice them. You know, that's like one of my favorite juices. There was something that I made once before, which you probably might want to try. You get some frozen bananas. Well, no, you get some bananas that are nice and ripe. They've got to be good bananas, because sometimes bananas have got no taste. You have to make sure that they're ripe. Okay, and then you cut them up and you freeze them and you put them in the freezer overnight. You take them out the next day and you put them in a blender. Now, not a kind of NutriBullet kind of blender. I think it's more of a kind of one of those hand whisk blenders. They work better from my experience. Okay, so you whisk up your bananas and you add lemon juice. Okay, so you're going to have to get a couple of lemons, squeeze the juice into that as the frozen bananas start to melt. Okay, what will happen is they will start to give you a kind of a texture like ice cream. Okay, then I would add some limes in there. So I'm using all the water from the fruits. Okay, so I would now mix it up, and then as it kind of mixes into the juices of the limes and the lemons, it actually looks and tastes like ice cream. It's actually, and you can eat as much as you want. You know, you'll never have to worry about overeating and feeling like you're bloated and you've had a whole tub of ice cream, like what a lot of people do in front of the TV, and they dig in with their Ben Jerry and all that kind of stuff, and they eat and eat and eat. You can eat this stuff until the cows come home, and you never feel bloated, and you never feel like, you know, you a lot of people wish that they don't eat it. They get that inspiration, they get that taste, sorry, and then they get addicted to the taste. Well, you can get addicted to this taste, and you can just keep going and going and going and going and going, and you won't wake up the next morning and feel like you're bloated. Okay, so that would be really, really cool. So the bananas, if you want that recipe, and I feel that it's something that you guys would like me to do a video on or a post on, I'll reach out to me. Right, next question. What would you always like to be known for? That's a very interesting question. I would always like to be known as Mr. Crawford would have said with my interview last week, the Kardy la Guru. And I know that some people are on here that give me nicknames, like Kerry calls me the fountain of knowledge, and I call myself the chocolate fountain of knowledge, man. You know, I think I would always like to be known for helping people. You know, because I see clarity in a lot of things nowadays in this stage of my life, so much clarity. So helping people would be the most, I get a buzz out of making somebody smile. And I think I've always done that from being on stage and also sharing a lot of stuff. So I'd like to be known for that. Next question. What is the best way to maintain a good mindset? Would you recommend a good detox in a regular basis? I think this one came from Fiona. The best way to maintain a good mindset would be to have a routine that you would do on a regular basis. Like, for example, a morning routine is always good, because when you wake up in the morning, you've just come out of your slumber, okay, and your brain is fresh. You're in that state of renewing, okay, and when you're in that state and your brain is in that state of renewing, you can set forth your intentions for the whole day. And therefore, what will happen is you will have a great day based on how you think and feel in the morning. If you've all heard the expression, I got out the wrong side of the bed this morning. Well, why can't you just say, I got out the right side of the bed every morning? Why do you have to focus on the fact that you got out the wrong side of the bed? Can you see how twisted we have become with reference to how we say and what we talk about? So you get out the right side of the bed every morning, and that would maintain a good mindset, because you were there. And then everything that you do and everything that you move into would always give you that fantastic heaven on earth feeling. And if you start off that way with good intentions in the morning, you'll have a good mindset, and it becomes a habit, and then when it becomes a habit, you will always get the best of the best of the best. Now, the second part of the question would you recommend a good detox in a regular basis? That meant probably on a regular basis. Yes, I would. A lot of people know that I'm a massive advocate of doing juice fasts. And there will be another juice fast coming up at the end of next month, 7-day juice fast. I'll reach out to you guys and let you know all about that if anybody wants to jump on board. It'll be 7 days of just fruit and vegetable juices. Now, if you do that, you'll find, and we call it, it's from John Rose, we call it a solid food vacation, a solid food holiday. So you won't have any solid food while you're doing your juicing. And when you do that, your body will correct itself in many ways, holistically. Everything will just literally fall into place, and then you get this healing effect. I told this many times that I have done juicing for 90 days a little while ago, 3 months of nothing but fruit and vegetable juices, and it was probably the best time of my life ever, because everything was working. There's no aches, there's no pains, there's no nothing. Everything just works. Okay, and it goes to show that there is a lot of power in having nutrition, or being in a nutrient dense body, and we're meant to be a nutrient dense humankind. Okay, next question. Mindset. If you're feeling down, what can you do to help yourself to bring yourself back to the positive? What tools, tips, and tricks would you suggest? So I get asked this a lot of the time with reference to mindset. If you're feeling down, what can you do to help yourself to bring yourself back? There are a number of things you can do, but as I said in the first question, if you get ahead of yourself, you won't actually be in the feeling down mode. And if you are approaching the feeling down mode, you will understand how you got there. And then the bouncing back actually happens twice as fast, if not 5 times as fast. Okay, so if you're feeling a little bit depressed, and that's a big word, think of the word depressed. Okay, think of it. These words are there to kind of make you feel awful. Why did they put that in the human language? Depressed. Horrible word, isn't it? When you think about it, you want to be uplifted, not depressed. Okay, so what can you do to help yourself? Well, you need to take yourself away from the thing that is actually making you feel bad. So you move yourself into another state of being. Let's say, for example, you soothe yourself. What do you like doing? Some people like taking hot baths. Some people like going for walks. Some people like exercising. Some people like eating good food of their favorite things. Some people like spending time with their friends and their family. Some people like hugging. Some people like sex. Some people like whatever makes you feel like you are going to take your mind away from the thing that you're going to focus on to bring you down. You move yourself out of that arena of it being bad, and then you literally focus on something else, because when you turn your attention away from the thing that you don't want, the thing that you want becomes the most dominant thing in your experience. So take your attention away. So if you're feeling down, go and do something that is completely opposite. I know it's hard, but you have to do it and trust yourself. Okay, that's probably the biggest trick. The biggest trick that I use, okay, that would instantly get you out. Oh, this is really cool. This will instantly get you out of anything. Say, for example, something happens and you're anxious and you're suffering from anxiety right now. Imagine that was killing you. What can you do at that red hot minute? What can you do? This is what I would suggest you do. The Navy SEALs do this when they are panicked, because they must go through some amazing tests and amazing circumstances where they have to literally keep composure under the most enormous circumstances. And they do this thing called box breathing, and it's actually quite cool. What you then do is you think about a box in your mind, and you breathe in for 4 counts. You breathe and you hold your breath for 4 counts. Then you breathe out for 4 counts. Then you hold your breath for 4 counts. Then you breathe in for 5 counts. You hold your breath for 5 counts. You breathe out for 5 counts, and etc., etc. So you breathe in, you hold, and you keep going up. So I would suggest that you go from 4 to 8. go from 4 to 8. Okay, so you do 4 breaths, 4 holds, 4 breaths, 4 holds, etc., etc. If you do that instantaneously, what will happen is you will be able to relieve a lot of the anxiety that may have been bestowed upon you, that you created, because you're the creator of the reality you're in. Okay, and then you can be in a good place to combat it, and then find another thing that you can do to soothe yourself. It's all about soothing yourself. You can do this. You can do this. You can do this. This is amazing. You can do this. You really can. It's amazing. Next question. Lifestyle. How do you identify things going on in your life that are not of benefit to you as individual and could be harmful either to mind, body, or spirit? How do you identify things going on in your life that are not of benefit to you as individual and could be harmful either to mind, body, and spirit? If you're focusing on something that's not beneficial to you, then you're focusing on the wrong thing, because that should be a real temporary, and I mean temporary, thing. So if something is not going right, you need to be aware of the fact that it's not going right, and then you need to leave it. Because the purpose of having something that is the opposite of what you want is exactly so you can recognize the thing that you want out of it. In other words, you knowing what you don't want to knowing what you do want. You know what I mean? For example, the light that's shining on me now, I wouldn't understand that that is a light if darkness didn't exist. So you have to know what the darkness is in order for the light to actually come onto you. Right? So I would not focus on the darkness. Now, if I focused on the darkness now, you would see nothing but black teeth and eyes. That's all. Right? So, but I need the light in order for me to appear to you. And that happens in your life as well. So I wouldn't focus on the darkness. I'd focus on the light every time. But in order for you to actually take the light and bring it forth, you have to have the darkness, and you have to shine the light on the darkness. Can you see what I'm saying? So you shine the light on the darkness, and all of a sudden you're focusing on the light, not the darkness. There's no such thing as a dark switch. There's a light switch though, but darkness needs to be there in order for you to push the switch. You get that? So that's what I would do. I would actually not pay attention, because when you pay attention to something, you know for a fact that it's going to get bigger. All right? Next question. Nutrition. How should you plan your food intake to ensure each day has a balance of carbs, proteins, good fats, etc., and avoid cravings and rushes? Here we go again. Food is a confusing thing for a lot of people in the planet. Doesn't need to be that confusing. The whole of the food industry has got people running around like crazy frigging animals, trying to literally eat this and eat that, and this is good for you and that's good for you. What should I eat? How much should I eat? To the point where people actually measure their food. When you're hungry, you eat, right? Let me give you a scenario that will take you out of the situation that you're in. Imagine you're on a tropical island, the sun is shining, and every single thing for you to eat is there. You've got mangoes and pineapples and coconuts and apples and berries and cherries and fruits, all the delicious fruits that you could possibly ever imagine. They're just there. Imagine that, right? And then all of a sudden, you wouldn't need to go to a superstore, would you? And buy something in a tin, in a can, in a packet. But you wouldn't die. But you would only eat when you were hungry. But you're going to eat off the land. And more importantly, you're going to eat food that's exposed to light. So you're going to eat food that's going to be more alkaline, because it's the food needs to alkalize your body. When your blood and the interstitial fluids, which are the fluids that house your organs and lungs and everything else, when they are all alkaline, your body works. You won't crave the unnatural foods. A lot of people are addicted to the wrong kind of foods. That's why. So all this balancing of proteins and carbs and all that, you wouldn't need that, because when your body has what it truly needs and it's 100% alkaline, you would only eat what you need. You wouldn't get confused. And some things that you're craving, they wouldn't even be in your energy. So I would suggest you alkalize yourself. Find foods that leave an alkaline residue, natural, normal foods that are not cooked, preferably. Okay, and have that as the majority of your food stuff. And I guarantee you, everything will then completely and utterly balance itself out. Next question. Health, water. How much should you drink? Are there any times to ensure or avoid drinking water? These questions are from Vicky. Vicky, you've got some amazing questions. Are there any times to ensure or avoid drinking water? How to tell the difference between dehydration and hunger? Okay. How much should you drink? How much do you want to drink? Are you thirsty? By the time you're thirsty, you're already dehydrated. Sorry, guys. Oh, I'm really thirsty. You're already dehydrated. You're already in survival mode, because you shouldn't really be, in this day and age, with the abundance that is on this planet, be in a position where you're super thirsty. A lot of people are addicted to the wrong kinds of fluids as such, and they drink coffees and and fizzy drinks and stuff like that. Okay, but it's more of the sugars and the caffeines and all the other things that are in there that a lot of people tend to gravitate towards. And most people are dried up inside. We need to be drinking quite a lot of fluid, and you can have that in many different ways. I advocate, one of the main things that I advocate, and if you was to get my 30 days of my free 30 days of mindset, you would be able to take advantage of the lemon water bicarbonate soda mixture that I love to do, that I keep telling everybody. If you want to alkalize yourself, get some lemon water and a little bit of bicarbonate soda, put it in, mix it up, make sure it tastes like a little bit Perrier-ish, and then drink that en masse, over a period of time, increasing it little by little by little by little by little. And I guarantee you will elevate your body to an alkaline status. There's a lot of other things you need to do as well, but that is a help for sure. You can drink that first thing in the morning on an empty stomach. You can drink it last thing before you go to bed. It's all good. So if you've got a migraine, you're already dehydrated. A lot of people get headaches when they're dehydrated, and then they take pills, and then they ruin their whole system, because the pill interferes with the body's ability to actually remove the body knows how to take care of the headache, but you get interference from painkillers. So if you was to drink more water, you probably would never ever get that. I don't get headaches. I can't even remember the last time I get a headache, because you have to just keep drinking and alkalizing yourself and having the right kind of water. What kind of water do you need? The right kind of water that is of a higher alkaline level, anything between 7 to 11 pH level, and you can test your water. I use a bicarbonate soda a lot, and I add it to my distilled water, and then I drink that. That's what I do. But there are a number of different ways. There are Kangen machines and electrolysis style water pure. They changed the construct of the water as well. There's lots of machines out there that would actually give you the right kind of water. Now, if you drink the right kind of water, you will love the taste. You will want to crave it more. When you're drinking the wrong kind of water, you think it tastes horrible and boring, and I don't like. I had clients come to me, I really don't like drinking water. That's because when you drink the wrong kind, what happens is you don't like it, so you just go back to what you was drinking before. So if you're hydrated and you're hungry, how to tell the difference? Well, if you was to drink a glass of water before you eat your food, you would probably have a really good idea of how hungry you are, as opposed to how thirsty you are as well. So make that a little bit you can do. So just before you have your meal, and it's always a good idea to drink water with your meal as well. And that's another thing that they don't tell you. Some people say you have it separately, but if you drink water with your meal, it's a good thing. But if you drink water just before, wait 15 minutes and then go and do it, you'll find that you will actually be able to allow yourself to understand the difference between hydration and hunger. Next question. Let me know in the comments if you're finding that these are helpful, and these questions and these answers. Give me some thumbs ups. Let me see what's going on over there. Thank you very much. We're coming to the end. There's only a few more questions left. How to cope after a bad appraisal when you thought you were doing well and expecting brilliant feedback. Right. Okay. So if you think you're doing well and then all of a sudden you have an outcome that you didn't know that was going to be the outcome and it shocks you, what I would suggest that is, there's a number of different things you can pay attention to on this particular thing. You can actually, as I've always said, as I've been saying in most of the questions, there's only really one answer. You get ahead. You get ahead of where you are, or where you want to go. So, for example, if you want to do well in the job, you see yourself doing well in a job in your head, in your mind's eye, in your heart. And then the outcome, with some kind of mental chemistry that happens, the universe will put all the parts together so that you're doing well. Okay. Now, if you're not doing well, or shall I say, if your outcome is not your desired outcome, don't let it make you feel down. Don't let it push you down, because it's a good thing. Because what happens is it means that it's an indicator that you now know what you don't want in order to know what you do want. So if you get an outcome that doesn't work for you or makes you feel a little bit off, that's great, because now you know where to go. Remember, I just explained it with the lightness and the darkness. That outcome might be a dark moment. So what you're going to do is shine the light on it. Shine the light on it again. So that's all you're going to do, with reference to that. So don't look at the negative feedback as something which you hold on to. Said it earlier as well in this whole program. If you hold on to that negative feedback, or that you will create more negative feedback. So take what is out there for yourself, and then look at the good bits, and then focus on the good bits. And then what will happen is the so-called bad bits will catch up with the good bits. Focus on the good bits. Got that? Hope that works for you. Next question. So look, this is a long one. So recently I've been reading some info on rubbish tipping. Indonesia sends 547 containers back to wealthy Western countries. Malaysia tells Canada to take back their trash. All this trash is low degraded plastic and highly toxic waste. This has been going on for so long. Why do these wealthy countries continue to do this? Okay, so that's a global question. So with reference to waste, the civilization has a system of waste, which basically is an archaic system. Because I was telling someone today, actually, and in fact, this is like a bubble moment for me, because I was having this conversation with someone this morning, and I said, in all my years of being on this planet, I remember as a kid going to the local tip with my dad and throwing stuff away, and we've still got tips in this day and age. How mad is that? So you're trying to tell me, like, all these decades that have gone by, we're still doing exactly the same thing that we're doing, putting rubbish in one place and burying it. Where you're trying to tell me that there isn't technology to actually disintegrate all the rubbish and waste. There is, it does exist. And I think as we move forward into this new energy that's coming, that technology will reveal itself. And when it reveals itself, oh my God, we're going to be living heaven on earth, and it's coming. So we won't continue to do this. It will stop. And I guarantee you that's what's going to happen. Next question. I think it might be the last one. No, we're done. So we're done with the Q&A that for this week. If you've got any other questions and you want to send to me for my next Q&A, I would suggest you go to Kardy@Kardy.co.uk. That's Kardy@Kardy.co.uk, and write a question in there, and I'll collate them, and I'll do my best to answer them just for you. Now, before I hang up, and I just want to see if anybody else in the comment section has got any questions. I know that one question came in late, and it was about what is my morning routine with food and health and sleep. I did the food and health. With reference to sleep, it is a good idea that you do get good sleep. And get good quality sleep as well. So going to bed earlier and getting up earlier, from my perspective, is probably the best remedy. If you have a deep sleep, you will heal not only your body but your mind as well. And if you feel like you want to take a nap and you're fortunate to have a nap, then go and do one, right? But you can literally, a lot of sleep isn't necessarily the answer. Stopping resistance is the answer. If you can stop the resistance that's in your life by doing something that is beneficial to you, you'll find that you will not be as tired. If you have the right food and nutrition, you will not be as tired. So the sleep thing will become part of a holistic system within your body. So there are many different layers of health, of holistic health, and staying well. And that's just one of them. Getting good sleep. I got somebody asking me how old I am. 116 next week. Damn, I look freaking good. I've got some really good stuff that's coming in a few months as well, which will be able to help a lot of people within their whole holistic system and their body. But I will, as soon as it comes into this country, I'm going to be testing it first. I will share it with you. But for the moment, I'm going to wait until I get it, and then I will pass it on to you. But I don't ever want to recommend anything that I've never used. So that's coming as well. So I want to say one last thing, because I want to share with you just this before I hang up and go and do what I normally do. If you know that I'm an advocate of juicing, and I just want to share this with you before I hang up. Check it out.
Hey, guess who? It's me, Kardy Laguda. Now I've got something to share with you. It's finally here. It's finally out. And it's on the biggest bookstore in the world. You can grab one of these. For those people that follow me with my juicing and everything else, this is the Everyday Juicing Recipes Handbook by somebody you know. Yes, you know this person. It's me. Okay, and inside you've got over 35 different recipes in, and you've got pictures and everything. It's in color too. You can grab yours. Click the link with this. Have a great day. Happy juicing. Need any more help? Let me know. Ciao. Click the link. It's me.
It's me. Right. So I've got my juicing book, and if you can see that kardy.co.uk/links at the bottom there, you'll be able to go there, and if you want to pick up a copy, you can, etc., etc. So I bid you farewell. I will keep you posted on who the next guest is, and also any Q&As that I'm doing, and any other KardyTV episodes as well. And I've got some fantastic products that we're going to be sharing with you and giving away. So until we meet again, my name is Kardy Laguda, and I'll see you on the flip side. Ciao. KardyTV.